A Williamsburg-based executive chef shares his restaurant's secret recipe.
Our friends with Colonial Williamsburg are ready and excited to have visitors back. And in the meantime, we have executive chef Justin Addison with us with the Williamsburg Lodge. Justin, it's great to see you.
Great seeing you too. Thank you so much for having us on.
It's absolutely our pleasure. And this is a great recipe that you have for us that you're ready to share today. I know you're ready to have folks back in and enjoying it. In the meantime, you're probably practicing and refining and putting together some tastes of the season.
Yeah, we're going to be doing a southern fried chicken today from Sweet Tea and Barley, which we actually have open right now that we're serving curbside. And this is our, most popular and signature item here right now.
So a really great one to share. Thank you for that. And it's nice to be able to take these tastes and go. It's been a different model, but still pretty popular. I'm sure folks are excited to pick up something delicious and take home and enjoy too.
Yes, yeah, curbside is going really well. It's actually a lot of fun. It's different atmosphere, different way of service, but we get a lot of good comments on the items that we're serving right now.
Well, in the meantime, you've got a sweet tea and barley southern fried chicken to put together today. Will you show us how it's done?
Yeah, we will. We're going to start off. So some of the signature things that we do with our fried chicken, we're going to start off with a brine. So a lot of people do different seasonings on their chicken, different ways, but we do a very simple brine that we brine our chicken before going into the fryer and everything like that. And that kind of helps with keeping it juicy, seasoning it up a little bit, everything like that. So I'm going to walk through our process first, and then we'll go through the steps of how we do the chicken.
That sounds great. Yeah, but you're right. Brining is one of those things that I tend to look at in a recipe and think, do I really have to do that? But you're saying it's a pretty important step, and go ahead and make the effort.
Yeah, for us, it really is. And, a little secret, if you're doing turkey, it dries out a little bit. If you brine the whole turkey, for Thanksgiving, it's the same thing. Get them some nice and moist, lots of flavor. You don't have to worry about overcooking it. So the brine that I'm going to show you, you can use for the chicken, or pork, or turkey, anything like that. And once you try it, you won't go back to anything else because it keeps everything nice and juicy. Right.
I'll never look at a recipe again and ask if I can skip that step. I will put it at the top of the list.
Yes, I'm sure. So we'll get started real quick. So what I got is just all this is some hot water, all right? And what we're doing here is the only reason why I heated it up is so I can dissolve some of the ingredients that I'm going to be putting into the brine itself. So I'm going to go ahead and pour this in there, and hopefully I don't make a big mess. There we go. So this is about a gallon of water, and this is good for doing at home. You could do you could probably do like 2 whole chickens in here on brine. So that's good. And what I'm adding here is just a cup of sugar. All right. Very simple, a cup of salt. All right. And then from this point is where we like to keep it very simple. Especially when we're doing large batches of fried chicken, so you don't go to burning anything. But if you're doing anything else, pork, turkey, you can add all sorts of ingredients. So what I'm going to add in here is just some fragrance. I got a sprig of rosemary, a sprig of tarragon, a little pin of some parsley, and it's just aromatics. So it'll be great in here. All right. So then I'm going to mix this up. All right. And I'm just doing it to dissolve the ingredients. That's it. And then from this point, I always give it a taste. It should taste kind of salty, like the ocean, sea salt. It's fantastic with just a touch of sweetness to it. All right.
Interesting. I never thought of taking a taste test of the brine either, but that makes sense. You want to make sure it's balanced.
Yeah, you want to make sure it has enough saltiness to it, because that salt is what's going to help pull out impurities from your chicken and also add some good moisture to it. So this is ready to go. And I'm not going to put the chicken in this hot mix, but at home, you want to take this brine, put it in the cooler, cool it down, or you could do a half a gallon of hot water and then finish off the gallon with some ice, and it will cool it down for you if you're in a rush. And then from this point, you're going to take the chicken, submerge the chicken into the liquid, all right? And then you're going to leave it there for about 24 hours is how long I do it. And it all depends on what piece of meat that you're working with. So if you're working for a larger turkey and you have it submerged, you can go 48 hours. And make sure that it stays in the cooler and everything like that. So that is our first step in making our fried chicken. And the next thing we're gonna do here is we're gonna work our breading. All right?
A key ingredient.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it all out here. So our breading is really simple. There's not a lot. We like to keep it simple and delicious. We find that that's the best way. Once you start going a little crazy with something that people are very comfortable with, it might not be so attractive to them. So what I have in here is actually an 1/8 cup of cornstarch mixed with an 1/8 cup of potato starch. Now, if you can't find potato starch, which is sometimes really hard, you don't have to worry about it. You could just use a 1/4 cup of cornstarch. And what that does is it helps keep the chicken really crispy. And when I show you the done product, you'll see how crispy it still is. It's wonderful to do this. You don't have to. You can go 100% flour if you want. But that's just a little trick that we do. All right? So then we're adding 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. All right? And then in here, I have a teaspoon of paprika. I know it's hard for everyone to see. So a tablespoon of onion powder, tablespoon of garlic powder. Very simple. We'll mix that in.
And you've been gracious enough to share this complete recipe with us. So we will have that up on our website, WTVR.com/VTM later, so everyone can follow that step by step along with you. But so far, so good, Justin.
Yeah, that's great. And we got a little, all we have here is a tablespoon of salt, tablespoon of pepper, black pepper, and we'll mix that in. And, you know, I want to tell you, one of the reasons why we wanted to share this recipe is we know how the times are right now, and we want people to understand that even if you can't come here and visit us in Colonial Williamsburg, you can't make it curbside, it might be too far, that we want to share a recipe that is comforting and something that, you know, you guys, people who have visited Colonial Williamsburg has come accustomed to, something they could do at home.
Well, we're almost out of time, so you've put all that together for the breading, but you're going to show us about dredging and doing the final prep?
Oh, yeah, we'll go through it. So all this is, you're mixing it up, very simple, all right? And then the dredging process will speed up a little bit. You're just going to take your chicken and you dredge it in there and mix it up, all right, until it's fully coated. I like to pull the chicken out of the cooler about an hour before I'm about to use it and let it soak into the breading for about 10 minutes. And then from that point, you wipe off the excess flour, and then you put it next to your fryer. And then you're going to deep fry it for about 325 to 350 in your favorite kind of oil. I personally like using peanut oil. Obviously, we don't do that here. We use a blended oil. And we fry it for about 15, 20 minutes till chicken starts to float. And once it starts to float, we let it sit there for about 3 to 5 minutes to make sure it gets crispy. All right? So then, after it's done, this is our product that we get out of the deep fryer. All right? Wonderfully crispy. You can hear the crunch on it. Still nice and crispy. So that's our sweet tea and barley southern fried chicken. Please check us out at cwresorts.com for our updates on things that are happening. We have a few places that are open right here, Sweet Tea and Barley curbside. And then we also have Towning's Garden open on the weekends, Friday through Sunday, 11 to 6. They have an awesome new shrimp oil that's going to be coming on the menu. It's a low-calorie shrimp oil. So please go check them out. Check us out. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for being with us, Executive Chef Justin Addison with that Sweet Tea and Barley Southern Fried Chicken, Executive Chef with the Williamsburg Lodge. It's great to see you. Thank you for sharing the recipe.
Great seeing you too. Thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely our pleasure. And we'll be sure to include that full recipe on WTVR.com/VTM so that you at home can try that out. I know I'm not going to skip the brining anymore. That's a key step. Thank you, Justin.
Thank you.